The smell hit him first. It wasn't the rich, meaty smell of oxtail soup he was used to. It was something else, something coppery, like old coins left in water too long, and underneath that, something rotten. Hafiz' hand trembled. He gripped the cold metal edge of the stainless steel pot. It was sitting on his windowsill, just like every night, but tonight felt wrong. His heart was hammering against his ribs. Thump, thump, thump. It was so loud he thought it might wake the neighbors. He didn't want to open the lid. Every instinct in his body screamed at him to push the pot off the ledge, to let it smash 4 stories down onto the concrete alleyway. But he had to know. His fingers, usually steady when holding a pen for his exams, were shaking uncontrollably. He lifted the lid just an inch. The streetlights from below caught the contents inside. It wasn't soup. 2 eyes stared back at him, wide open, glassy. They were Sarah's eyes. Hafiz lived for that soup. He was a 3rd-year engineering student at a university in Kuala Lumpur. His life was just stress, cheap instant noodles, and thick textbooks. He lived on the 3rd floor of a run-down student apartment building. The walls were paper-thin. The plumbing groaned all night. But he had Sarah. Sarah was perfect. She was quiet, kind, and she made the best oxtail soup in the city. She lived exactly 1 floor above him, in apartment 402, directly over his 302. Hafiz adjusted his round, wire-rimmed glasses and rubbed his tired eyes. He ran a hand through his messy black hair. It was 11:45 p.m. He had been staring at thermodynamics equations for 6 hours. He was wearing his favorite worn-out grey hoodie, the one with the frayed cuffs. He was exhausted. Hafiz smiled. His tiredness evaporated a little. It was time. He went to his bedroom window and pushed it open. The humid night air rushed in. He looked up. "Hey, you," he whispered loudly. Sarah was leaning out of a window upstairs. Even in the dim light, she looked beautiful. Her long, straight black hair hung down past her shoulders. Her bangs framed her pale face. She was wearing that distinct red needle sweater she always wore when it got chilly at night. "Hey, Yosef," Sarah whispered back. She held up a large metal pot tied securely with thick twine. "Hungry?" "Starving. You saved my life again," Hafiz said. This was their ritual. Every night around midnight, Sarah would lower a pot of handmade oxtail soup down to his window. It started as a joke few months ago when Hafiz was sick and couldn't make it up the stairs. Sarah had rigged up a simple pulley system with some rope she found. Now, it was their thing. It was weird. Their friends laughed at them, but Hafiz loved it. It felt secret. It felt special. He watched as she carefully fed the rope through her hands. The metal pot descended slowly, swinging slightly in the night breeze. It scraped against the peeling paint of the building's exterior wall. Hafiz reached out and grabbed the pot as it reached his level. The metal was hot. He could smell the rich spices even through the lid. Star anise, cinnamon, beef. It smelled like home. "Got it," Hafiz called up softly. "Enjoy," Sarah said. She gave a little wave, her red sweater bright against the dark concrete, and pulled her head back inside. Hafiz untied the rope. He took the pot to his small desk, moving aside piles of notes. He opened the lid. The steam hit his face. It was perfect. Huge chunks of tender meat, rich dark broth. He ate quickly, feeling the warmth spread through his chest. He felt loved. He felt lucky. He had a great girl living right upstairs who literally lowered comfort food to him every night. Life was good until the next day. It was finals week. The pressure was immense. Hafiz had just gotten the results back for a mock exam. He bombed it badly. He came back to his apartment in a foul mood. He threw his grey hoodie onto the floor. His head was pounding behind his wire-rimmed glasses. His phone buzzed. It was Sarah. She was checking on him. She had seen him walk in looking upset and just wanted to help. But Hafiz stared at the screen with gritted teeth. He was angry at himself, but the anger needed somewhere to go. He texted back, short and cruel. He told her to leave him alone. She didn't stop. She texted again, offering to calm down. Hafiz snapped. He typed out a furious reply, telling her she was suffocating him, that he needed space. He hit send and immediately felt a twinge of regret. But before he could fix it, his phone rang. It was her. He didn't answer. She called again and again. Finally, he answered. He didn't let her speak. He just shouted. He could hear her crying on the other end of the line. She was sobbing, asking him why he was being like this, pleading that she hadn't done anything wrong. But Hafiz wasn't listening. He yelled over her tears. He told her she was a distraction. He told her he was going to fail because he spent all his time babying her instead of studying. He knew it was a lie as soon as the words left his mouth. He was lashing out. He was drowning in stress and he was pulling her down with him. The crying on the other end stopped abruptly. Her voices went icy cold. She simply said she wouldn't bother him anymore. Silence filled Hafiz's small room. He stared at his textbooks. The words blurred together. He felt sick to his stomach. He wanted to go upstairs and apologize. He wanted to hug her and tell her he was just a stressed-out idiot. But his pride got in the way. She will cool down, he thought. We'll talk tomorrow. He tried to study, but he couldn't focus. He just sat there in his worn-out grey hoodie, staring at the wall. It was getting late. Midnight approached. Hafiz kept looking at the window. He wondered if she would still lower the soup. He wouldn't blame her if she didn't. Midnight came and went. No sound at the window. No soup. He felt a heavy lump in his throat. He really messed up this time. He decided to go to bed. He lay there in the dark, staring at the ceiling. His room was directly below hers. Around 1 a.m., he heard sounds from upstairs. It sounded like furniture being moved. Thud, scrap, thud. Hafiz frowned. Sarah was usually quiet. Maybe she was angrily cleaning, throwing things around because she was mad at him. He sat up in bed. He whispered her name to the ceiling, asking if she was there. He waited. Nothing. Just the humming of the old refrigerator. The sounds started again, but different this time. It sounded heavy, dragging. It went from the middle of the room towards the window area. Hafiz felt a strange prickle on the back of his neck. He told himself he was being paranoid. It was just an old building. Neighbors made noise. He lay back down, pulling the blanket over his head. The guilt was eating him alive. He promised himself he would make it right first thing in the morning. He would buy her flowers. He would beg for forgiveness. Eventually, exhaustion took over, and Hafiz fell into a restless sleep. Hafiz woke up with a start. Sunlight was streaming through his thin curtains. He felt terrible. The events of the night before came rushing back. The fight, the nasty things he said. He grabbed his glasses from the nightstand and put them on. He rubbed his messy hair. He had to fix this, now. He got out of bed and walked toward the window to open the curtains. He stopped. Hanging outside his window, suspended by the thick twine rope, was the metal pot. Hafiz felt a wave of immense relief wash over him. She had sent the soup anyway. She must have lowered it late last night after he fell asleep. It was a peace offering. It meant she forgave him. She was too good for him. She really was. He smiled, genuinely happy for the first time in 24 hours. He was going to heat this soup up for breakfast, then go upstairs and give her the biggest hug ever. He opened the window. The morning air was already warm. He reached out to grab the pot. It felt different. Usually, the pot was heavy with broth and meat. It had a shifting liquid weight. But as Hafiz put his hands on the metal sides, it felt solid, dead weight. It was heavier than usual, concentrated in the center of the pot, and cold, stone cold. He frowned. He started to untie the rope, but the knot was incredibly tight. It looked rushed, almost frantic. He had to struggle with it for a minute before the twine came loose. He lifted the pot onto his windowsill. That's when the smell hit him. It wasn't the spices. It was thick, coppery, like when you bite your tongue and taste blood, but multiplied by 100. Hafiz's stomach turned. His hands, usually so steady, began to shake. He wondered if the meat had gone bad overnight. His heart started pounding against his worn grey hoodie. Thump, thump, thump. He didn't want to open it. A sickening feeling of dread was spreading through his chest, freezing his limbs. He gripped the lid handle. His palms were sweaty. He told himself to stop being stupid. It was just soup. He took a deep breath and lifted the lid. At first, his brain couldn't process what he was seeing. It made no sense. Nestled inside the metal pot, facing straight up, was Sarah. But it wasn't Sarah. It was just her head. Her long straight black hair was matted with dark congealed blood at the jagged neck stump. Her skin, usually so pale and pretty, was grey and waxy. Her eyes were wide open, staring blankly at the ceiling of his room, staring at him. The expression on her face wasn't peaceful. It was frozen in a mask of pure silent terror. Hafiz couldn't move. He couldn't breathe. He just stared into the dead eyes of the girl he loved, the girl he yelled at last night. He realized then what the dragging sounds upstairs had been. He realized that whoever or whatever was up there last night hadn't left. They had just been waiting for him to take the delivery. Hafiz opened his mouth to scream, but no sound came out. And then, from directly above his head, through the thin ceiling, he heard it. Hi, if you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe. To ensure you don't miss the continuation, Make sure to hit the notification bell. Thank you.